Good morning, everyone. My name is Tommy Linnik. I'm a solar energy consultant with Power, and I'm so excited to present to you all today. This presentation is going to be laser focused on the bread and butter of referrals for my business, which is solar energy and energy storage. And that's going to be to homeowners. Homeowners are the bread and butter referrals. They come in all shapes and sizes, and everyone knows at least a couple of them. And all jokes aside, times are changing, and so are the reasons why families start to look into renewable energy for their homes in the first place. It's not just about saving money anymore. I'm going to give you all the tools that you'll need to strike up simple yet meaningful conversations that are going to lead you into an ideal referral scenario. And I got a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and get into it. You've probably noticed in the news lately, almost seems like every single day there's reports of natural disasters, fires, floods, storms, energy instability, and major rate increases that are resulting because of it. We have a 140-year-old grid that just simply wasn't built to handle our modern electrified lifestyle and the demand that we put on it, so why haven't we fixed it? Well, in order to build out the grid for what the future will demand of it, it would cost us trillions of dollars and take decades. It's not a realistic option right now. That's why we're stuck with this failing dinosaur of a grid that's in need of constant, never-ending patch jobs, aka service. More frequent and longer power outages because of these things are just simply inevitable. Consider this. In year 2000, only 3 million people had experienced an outage lasting for a few hours. Fast forward to 2023, over 25 million people have experienced an outage that's lasted more than 8 hours. Okay? Blackouts are lasting longer, they're affecting more people, and families nowadays are more intrigued with the idea of energy security from energy storage than they are about saving money. Here's something that you could use to spark a conversation. Something like, hey, have you guys heard about the wind causing all of those fires in Southern California and all the power shutoffs? It's as simple as that. Losing power totally sucks. Everyone agrees. And if you've been in a long outage, I'm willing to bet that you're willing to vent a little bit about how much that sucked. We all know it. Okay, that the outages are not fun, and they cause problems. They cost us money, and just no fun there. But when that happens, when you're having that conversation, boom, you're smack dab in the middle of an ideal referral scenario for me and my industry. Introduce me as the energy storage expert you have to get them in contact with, because everyone in their family knows a solar guy in San Diego. There's so many of us. We are the new car salesman, practically. I don't consider myself one, but there are some guys out there that be acting like used car salesmen, and it's just not okay. Stop it if that's you. So if there's any hesitancy to make the connection, or if they're just a little bit like, I'm not too sure I want to talk to them, well, there's 3 things that you could tell them that are benefits that I could bring. Number 1 is that I can make sure that they never have to experience an outage ever again. Food will stay in the fridge, stay good, the deep freezer, all that kind of stuff. Medical devices get to stay on. It truly could be life-saving. And number 2, it's highly likely they're going to save money on their electric bills. And you can redirect that money elsewhere, right? So like, let's say you got some grandkids. Guess who's probably getting a couple extra presents? Little Timmy. Yeah, so that's number 2. Number 3 is it doesn't require a single penny up front. There's no money out of pocket that you need to get started with any of the programs that we offer. It's truly a win-win-win scenario, and it's also how we overcome the preconceived notion that it's probably too expensive. Newsflash, everything is too expensive. Especially when you haven't been able to figure out the value that it brings. That's my job. I paint the picture and let them assign the value. And if they assign the value how I think that they will, they move forward. Solar and storage isn't just good for homeowners, it also plays an increasing role in fixing the reliability problems that we see with the grid. It's not just about saving money, it's about independence, resiliency, reliability, sustainability. Combined with energy storage, solar offers homeowners peace of mind and control with predictability over their energy and energy costs. One of the things I get asked a lot is what happens if I sell my house? It's very, very common. People are concerned, maybe hesitant to move forward because they might move. Well, it's important to know a recent study among many others from the NREL and other organizations found that homes with solar sell faster, and they sell for more money compared to similar homes on the market without. It's just plain and simple. And it's especially true in states like California when we pay 2 to 3 times the national average for electricity. So it shouldn't come as any surprise that it adds value to the property and looks more attractive when you're searching for a home. You're passing along to the buyer an asset on the roof that translates to lower energy costs, and they don't have to do anything or go through the process. They don't have to deal with the permitting. They don't have to deal with anything. Although that's all stuff that I take care of. It's a turnkey solution with me. Homeowners don't have to do anything when you work with me. I take care of everything. But essentially, you're just making it easier for them to move right into an energy efficient home right from the jump, and people love that. Now go ahead and compare renewable energy to any other type of home improvement. You may make your living situation more aesthetically pleasing, you might get that new fireplace that you wanted, but it's not getting rid of a utility bill at the same time or any other bill at the same time. You'll never see the return on any of those investments unless you put the house on the market. Alright, so this is a really important slide. I show this to every homeowner because it's so important. 91 to 93% of the utility rate increases that we see are a direct result of excessive and careless spending. Worse yet is 60% of utility spending is self-approved, and that means that regulators don't even scrutinize it. They receive a guaranteed percentage on every dollar that they spend, and aka they're incentivized to spend as much as they can freaking get away with. What a great business model, right? I mean, gosh, you got to give it to them. They're definitely living the life. Utilities like PG&E were able to raise their rates not once, not twice, but 6 times in 2024 alone, one single year. And they profited more than $2 billion in just the first 3 quarters of the year. They were so profitable that the CEO, Patty Poppe, reinstated quarterly dividend payments to shareholders, and she had her contract extended until 2031. Patty makes a modest salary being the CEO of PG&E, equivalent to double the average NFL quarterback. Don't get me wrong, it's no Dak Prescott money, but here's a fun fact about the guy who pays Dak Prescott's $60 million salary a year. He built his fortune in the oil industry, and he built it and then sells it to people like Patty and PG&E, who turn around and sell it to people like us. Guys, change is happening everywhere. It's happening all of the time to everything. It's the only thing that's guaranteed in life. Change is inherently uncomfortable, but sometimes it needs to be made. And if there's one thing we all treasure at home, it's feeling of comfort, and that sometimes is overbearing and clouds our judgment. But if people treated their home expenses the same way a CEO would look to improve the financials of their business, there's not a single house in America that would not have solar and battery storage attached to it. There's just none. It would make no sense not to. One thing that people say is they don't want to have a second bill. I don't want 2 bills. And it's important to note that 90% of people are going to finance the solar system, so yes, it does come with another bill. However, if you're paying less for the 2 than you did with the 1, well, which would your financial advisor or maybe your accountant recommend? Guys, you must purchase energy. It's not an optional thing. And unless you plan to be a caveman without any power in 2025, you have to pay for it. Go ahead and try to not pay your utility company and let me know how that works out for you. They'll cut your power and they're going to come to collect what's due. There's 2 options and it's very clear. There's no scamming. There's no fluff here. This is real. You have 2 options with energy. You invest in your money into solar energy, which is an asset and storage, or you donate your money to the utility forever. That's it. And it's definitely a donation. Don't get it twisted. You're giving them your money for nothing. to show for it. One is less expensive, one's good for the planet, one raises the value of your home, it comes with a fixed payment, and it even gives you an exit date where it's yours. You don't have to pay for it anymore. The other is never going to stop increasing. It leaves you with nothing to show for it. And I'd be willing to bet everything I have that if you had both options laid out in front of you when you were purchasing the home, and that you had to make a choice between which one was going to make more sense for you or look better for your financials, you would be the CEO in that situation of your home, and you would make the choice to do solar and energy storage every single time. I would bet the house on it. Okay. Guys, the world is changing. I'll leave you with the one last thing. What side would you prefer to be on? Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. I'm at your service. I'm an expert in both solar and energy storage. I am in San Diego, and I do solar in 25 different states. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about how to talk to homeowners if you're a solar professional looking to figure out ways to get more referrals, to train your networking group like I did this morning, how to refer business to me and how to talk to homeowners and things that matter to them the most. There's so many different things that you can go and talk about, but I think energy storage and energy security truly is what matters most to the majority of homeowners these days. So hopefully this was a help to you guys, and happy 2025. Let's crush it.